respond poorly, reducing engine performance and eventually causing expensive repairs. Older Toyota V6 engines often require 5W30 instead. In hotter climates, slightly thicker oil may be acceptable, while colder regions may benefit from lighter viscosity. The correct choice always depends on the specific engine and local weather conditions. Owners of direct injection V6 engines should be especially careful. Using oil that doesn't meet Toyota's specifications can increase carbon buildup inside the engine and reduce long-term reliability. The safest approach is simple. Check the oil cap, verify the owner's manual, and always use the exact oil grade recommended for your specific engine. A few dollars saved on the wrong oil can eventually lead to repairs costing thousands. 3. Believing the transmission fluid never needs service. Many drivers hear the phrase lifetime transmission fluid and assume it never needs to be replaced. Unfortunately, that's one of the biggest myths in modern vehicle maintenance. Automatic transmission fluid slowly breaks down from heat, friction, and everyday driving. As it ages, it loses its ability to lubricate internal components and keep the transmission operating smoothly. Inside the transmission, worn fluid can create varnish and sludge that interfere with valves, solenoids, and hydraulic passages. Over time, shifting becomes rough, delayed, or unpredictable. If ignored long enough, complete transmission failure becomes a real possibility. Instead of waiting for problems to appear, many experienced technicians recommend servicing the transmission around every 60,000 miles, especially if the vehicle regularly tows, drives in heavy traffic, or operates in hot climates. It's also important to understand that a simple drain and refill replaces only part of the old fluid. Depending on the transmission design, additional service may be needed to replace most of the fluid inside the torque converter and cooling system. Most importantly, always use the exact transmission fluid specified by Toyota. Universal fluids may advertise compatibility, but using the wrong fluid can create shifting problems and shorten transmission life. A routine transmission service is far less expensive than rebuilding or replacing the entire transmission later. Many Toyota owners don't realize that using the wrong coolant can quietly damage the engine over time. It may seem harmless to top off the coolant with whatever is available, but that mistake can create serious problems inside the cooling system. Toyota has used different coolant formulas over the years. Older vehicles commonly used red coolant, while many newer models use pink or blue coolant with different chemical additives. These coolants are designed for specific engines and should never be mixed unless Toyota specifically approves it. When incompatible coolants are combined, the protective additives can react with each other. Instead of protecting the cooling system, they may create thick deposits that restrict coolant flow through the radiator, heater core, and engine passages. As circulation becomes weaker, engine temperatures begin to rise. Water pumps wear out faster, radiators become clogged, and overheating becomes much more likely. Many drivers don't notice the damage until expensive parts begin to fail. If you're changing from one coolant type to another, always perform a complete cooling system flush first. Using distilled water during the flush is also important because minerals found in regular tap water can increase corrosion inside the engine. Take a quick look at your coolant reservoir from time to time. Healthy coolant should appear clean and bright. If it looks rusty, cloudy, or contains floating particles, it's time to inspect the cooling system before a small issue becomes a major repair. Using the correct Toyota-approved coolant is one of the easiest ways to protect your engine for the long term. 5. Ignoring carbon buildup in direct injection engines. If your Toyota V6 uses gasoline direct injection, carbon buildup is something you should never ignore. Older engines sprayed fuel across the intake valves before it entered the combustion chamber. That fuel naturally helped wash away oil residue and small deposits. Direct injection engines work differently. Fuel is injected directly into the combustion chamber, so the intake valves never receive that cleaning effect. Over thousands of miles, oil vapors from the crankcase ventilation system begin sticking to the valves. Those deposits gradually harden into thick layers of carbon. The buildup usually starts becoming noticeable around 60,000 miles and can become severe by 100,000 miles if no preventive maintenance is performed. Common warning signs include rough cold starts, slower acceleration, reduced fuel economy, engine hesitation, rough idle, and occasional check engine lights caused by misfires. Fortunately, there are several ways to slow the buildup. Taking the vehicle on regular highway drives allows the engine to reach full operating temperature, helping burn away lighter deposits. Using high-quality fuel and a trusted fuel system cleaner at recommended intervals can also help keep the engine cleaner. However, once heavy carbon deposits form, chemical cleaners may no longer be enough. Professional intake valve cleaning may be required, and delaying the repair can eventually reduce engine performance even further. Keeping the intake system clean helps maintain smooth performance, better fuel economy, and longer engine life. 6. Installing cheap spark plugs instead of the correct ones. Spark plugs may be small, but they play a huge role in how your Toyota V6 performs. Unfortunately, many owners try to save money by buying inexpensive replacement plugs instead of using the exact type Toyota recommends. High-performance Toyota and Lexus V6 engines operate with high compression and extremely hot combustion temperatures. Because of that, they require premium iridium or platinum spark plugs that are designed to last up to 100,000 miles while maintaining a strong, consistent spark. Cheap copper plugs wear out much faster. As they begin to fail, the engine may develop random misfires, rough acceleration, poor fuel economy, and noticeable power loss. Many drivers ignore these early warning signs until the problem becomes much more serious. When an engine misfires, unburned fuel enters the exhaust system. Over time, that excess fuel overheats and damages the catalytic converters. Replacing one catalytic converter can cost well over $1,000, and many Toyota V6 models have two of them. Misfires also force the engine computer to reduce ignition timing in order to protect internal components. That means less horsepower, slower acceleration, and reduced fuel efficiency. Whenever it's time for new spark plugs, always purchase the exact part number recommended for your engine. Don't assume every Toyota V6 uses the same plug because each engine is designed with a specific heat range and electrode design. Also, verify the spark plug gap before installation. Even a small difference can affect engine performance, idle quality, and fuel economy. Spending a little more on quality spark plugs today can save you thousands of dollars in future repairs. 7. Forgetting about the VVTI system. One of Toyota's greatest engineering achievements is its variable valve timing with intelligence system, better known as VVTI. This technology helps deliver excellent fuel economy while maintaining strong performance across different engine speeds. However, the entire system depends on one thing: clean engine oil. Inside the VVTI system are precision control valves and tiny oil passages that constantly adjust valve timing. As engine oil ages, sludge and varnish begin forming inside these small passages. Once they become restricted, the system can no longer adjust timing correctly. Early warning signs often include a check engine light, rough idle, hesitation during acceleration, reduced power, or poor fuel economy. If these symptoms are caught early, a proper oil service may solve the problem before permanent damage occurs. If maintenance continues to be ignored, VVTI actuators and oil control valves may eventually fail. Replacing these components can become a very expensive repair, especially on V6 engines. Although some owners follow extended oil change intervals, many experienced technicians recommend changing the oil every 5,000 miles if the vehicle regularly experiences short trips, heavy traffic, extreme temperatures, towing, or dusty conditions. Using the correct oil viscosity is just as important as changing it on time. The wrong oil may not provide the pressure and flow needed for the VVTI system to operate correctly. Cleaning the throttle body periodically and using quality fuel can also help reduce carbon deposits and keep the engine running smoothly for years. Final thoughts. Toyota V6 engines have earned a reputation for outstanding reliability, but even the most dependable engine requires proper maintenance. Ignoring small services today often leads to expensive repairs tomorrow. Replacing the timing belt on schedule, using the correct engine oil, servicing the transmission, choosing the proper coolant, preventing carbon buildup, installing quality spark plugs, and maintaining the VVTI system are some of the smartest investments you can make. Follow these simple maintenance habits consistently, and your Toyota V6 can easily provide hundreds of thousands of reliable miles while saving you thousands of dollars in unexpected repair costs. If you found this guide helpful, make sure you don't miss our next video, where we'll reveal the maintenance habits that have helped many Toyota owners push their engines beyond 300,000 and even 400,000 miles.